You know, honestly, I'm not sure whether I call this a sword or just a really, really big knife. I call it the big piece of pizza because honestly, it's shaped like a piece of pizza. Not because it's actually originally from Italy. The two aren't really related. I guess they kind of are. Anyway, but not a bad little sword. I didn't put the folders in like I was going to because once I put the bevels in, it just really didn't need it. It wouldn't add much, so I didn't. Also, first time I've ever done this wire wrapped handle. I didn't show it to make the video because I wasn't certain what I was doing and I didn't want to show me just kind of half-assing trying to figure out how to do this. It turned out all right, could have been better. Probably should have used a softer wire instead of stainless steel because it's way too springy, but I made it work. Anyway, again, nice little sword. It's kind of heavy, but not bad. It's short, so you're not like, yeah, it's not gonna like weigh you down swinging it. But yeah, it's a nice little blade. First time making a pommel using a drill and a belt sander, so again, went pretty well. So just kind of a blade. I've never done anything quite like this before, and it turned out pretty well. So hope you enjoy the video. Now that I have everything forged out, I kind of drew on my design on, well, the blade. I don't know what else I'd draw it on. I guess table, maybe? Anvil? I don't know. Anyway, so I got it drawn out. Basically, I drew a center line so that way I can measure everything based around a center line, where usually I would do it like along the spine because I prefer single-edged. This is going to be double-edged and very, very large. Actually, mostly just wide. I decided that'd be best to just draw a line down the center, you know, make it as centered as it would with this being kind of a rough forge, and go from there. And what I'm going to do now is have a cutoff wheel on the angle grinder. I'm going to cut this to be the width I want, and then I'm just going to kind of shape it as best I can. It'll also be grinding, of course. And I'm just going to true it up using my belt sander. I still got a little bit of work to do with the tang, because what I'm going to do is, I've never done this before, but I want to have a threaded on pommel with like a full width tang. I'm also going to try to do a wire wrap handle. It doesn't look too hard, but I mean, that's easy to say now, so hopefully that won't be too hard. This is also a little thinner than what I wanted. Originally, like, you know, it's like 5 fingers, but yeah, it's more like 4.5. But a lot of them, from what I can tell, historically were about this width. So it's not going to be the widest or the longest, but it's also not the smallest. So, and it's got some heft, but it's not heavy. So hopefully once I get the bevels ground in, bevels ground in, and then I'm going to try and do at least a double fuller part way up, and then another one that goes up a little ways. Hopefully that'll reduce a lot of the weight, and then I'm going to, of course, have a guard and pommel, of course, to help balance it out, and maybe I can make this really balanced. I'm not trying for that. Excuse that. And yeah, gonna annoy the neighbors there, grinder now. Okay, now I got the blade sanded out. I was gonna put fullers on it, but honestly I really don't have room. And weight-wise, it's not bad. Although I did accidentally make the handle a little small. So it fits my hand just fine, but I forgot that I have to make a guard. And, well, that's what this is. It's actually a railroad spike. I cut the point off and the head off. 2 1/4-inch holes to fit with the tang. I'm gonna take the angle grinder and cut them out best I can, file them somewhat close, and forge them onto the focus. There we go. Then forge them onto that to where it fits almost perfectly, and then taper them out, and then just bend it to where it fits along the curve. So, well, I'm waiting for some stuff to cool down. I'll probably edit this to where it's a little more in order. But I started working on the pommel for this blade, I guess. So actually what I did is cut out a chunk of steel, drilled a hole through it, threaded it to 1/4 inch, and attached it to a power drill, and was working with on the belt sander. I already got started just because I wanted to see if it actually worked or not, and it seems to be. So I was gonna like cut it, but honestly, I'm making pretty good progress just by doing this. So I'm gonna stick with this and make this pommel, I guess. Never really done this before, and it seems to be working. I'll have to remember this for the future. Drill, the poor man's metal lathe. Everything made up, I went ahead and glued on some handle scales, and I made the mistake of using oak, and it broke. Fortunately, my plan for this is to give it like a twisted wire handle, so hopefully that won't be a problem. I've never done this before, so yeah, hopefully it turns out, but you know, 50-50 I guess. But that's what I'm going to find out, and that's to try. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I'm going to take the belt sander, kind of round this out a little bit. Mostly back here will be round, and here will just be more oval, to where it, you know, fits the shape. I try to leave a bit of space there for, you know, the pommel, but, you know, so that way the wire evens out, but it might not work the greatest. But for having never done it before, it will probably be fine. Got the blade tip off so I don't cut myself, because, yeah, I had to sand all that stuff before. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking, get this shaped, and I'll probably skip the wire wrapping filming just because I'm kind of iffy on doing it, and I don't want to like say this is how I'm going to do it and then it be wrong. So I'll probably kind of explain what I did when I'm done if it works.